You ever stare at a chart and you know there's a story hiding in there, but all you can come up with is, it went up? Well, today we are going to change all of that. We're going to look at a super simple framework and get the exact words you need to talk about data like an absolute pro.
It's time to move way beyond just up and down. This is all about giving you a vocabulary that adds some real precision and power to your analysis. We're going to turn those simple little observations into stories that are actually compelling.
Come on, we've all been there, right? You're staring at this really complex graph, and the best you can come up with is, yeah, it went up. And it feels kind of lame because, well, it is. But don't worry, today we're going to fix that for good.
Okay, so here's the secret. No matter how wild or chaotic a graph looks, the movement can almost always be boiled down to one of four simple narratives. And this framework? This is going to be your key to unlocking clear, confident data storytelling.
And here they are. First, you've got the plateau, for when things are just holding steady. Then there's the climb, for when things are on the rise. The dive, of course, is for when they're falling, and my personal favorite, the roller coaster, for when the data is just all over the place. Just think of these as the four basic plots for any data story you're ever going to tell.
All right, so framework in hand, let's start building our toolkit. We are going to arm you with specific, powerful words for each of our four core stories. And we'll start with the one that seems the simplest, but can actually be kind of tricky to describe well.
First up, the plateau. This is for all those times where the data just holds steady. Now, it might not seem like the most exciting part of a graph, but believe me, describing stability with accuracy is a totally crucial skill.
So instead of just saying, it stayed the same, you can pull out words like stable, constant, or static. They just sound more precise, more formal. Even using the word plateau itself is great. It literally describes the shape you're seeing on the graph.
And this just shows you the power of a single word. The number stayed the same. That's fine. It's okay. But the percentage remained fairly static. Whoa, that sounds so much more analytical. That one word, static, just elevates the entire description. So what happens when those numbers start heading north? Well, that brings us to the climb. And here, describing the way it increases, that's where the magic happens.
Just look at all these options. You don't just have to say increase every single time. You could say it shot up if it was a really fast climb. And then you can get even more specific. Was it a sharp rise? Did it grow significantly? These little modifiers are your new best friends for adding rich detail.
And here we go again. I mean, it went up a lot. What does that really tell you? Not much, but there was a significant increase. Now we're talking. That beautiful combination of a strong noun, increase, with a really precise adjective, significant, paints a much, much clearer picture for whoever's listening.
Of course, what goes up? Well, it often has to come down. And that brings us to our third story, the dive. And just like with increases, the specific language you use to talk about a decrease makes a world of difference.
Choosing the right verb here is everything. Did the numbers just fall or did they plunge? I mean, that's a huge difference in meaning. And when you add another layer, a slight drop versus a dramatic one, you're giving your description some serious precision.
And this is the perfect example. Dropped a little is so vague, but a slight decrease? That sounds professional, it's clear, and it's specific. It's the same core idea, but it's delivered with so much more authority.
And finally, we get to the most chaotic of our stories, the roller coaster. This is for data that just can't make up its mind. It's volatile, it's unpredictable, and we need a special set of words to really capture that wild energy. The word fluctuate is going to be your best friend here. But you know what? The real power comes from the qualifiers. Did the sales fluctuate widely or wildly? Did they change frequently? These words are what bring the story of that volatility to life. The difference here is night and day. The sales changed a lot is such an empty statement. But the sales went up and down wildly. Now you can almost see that jagged line bouncing all over the graph, can't you? That adverb, wildly, paints a super vivid mental image. Okay, now to add even more detail to any of these stories, let's talk about two crucial landmarks on any graph. First up, the peak. You got to be able to identify the absolute highest point. Saying the numbers reached a peak in December gives your whole story a really specific, important anchor point. And on the flip side, of course, you've got the lowest point. You could say it bottomed out, or if you want to be really dramatic, that it hit rock bottom. Pinpointing these peaks and these troughs provides the essential structure for your data narrative.
Okay, so we've gone out and we've built our amazing vocabulary toolkit. Now, for the really fun part. Let's put it all together and see what a complete, professional, awesome data description actually looks like in the wild.
Look at this sentence. It's perfect. It combines all of our tools. We've got our core story, a climb, which is described with that precise phrase, significant increase. It tells us exactly what is being measured, the percentage of people taking supplements, and it locks it all into a specific time frame. That right there is data storytelling in action.
So here it is. This is your takeaway, your step-by-step game plan. First, you identify the core story. Is it a climb, a dive, a plateau, or a roller coaster? Easy. Then you pick a really precise verb and add a descriptive word to spice it up. And finally, you anchor that story by calling out any important peaks or low points. It's really that simple.
And that is it. You are no longer stuck with just up and down. You now have a full-blown vocabulary to describe any trend with precision and with confidence. So really, the only question left to ask is, what incredible stories are you going to find hiding in your data?